If you're on a mission to prepare your S550's rear suspension for battle, then adding BMR's adjustable rear toe links here should be on your short list of parts to grab for that 2015 and newer Mustang. Now, the toe links will replace the factory stamped steel rods, soft rubber factory bushings, and eccentric bolts with burly DOM steel rod and spherical bearing setup, all of which will be on-car adjustable, making those future alignments a breeze. Now, price point for the highly rated made in the USA part will be right around $250 for the pair, while the installation, according to the site, will get a rather simple 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, about 4 hours to complete from start to finish. But if you hang out with me for a little bit, we'll show you how the simple 2-bolt job is done later in the video. So in a nutshell, the toe link in its simplest form is not only responsible for setting and maintaining proper toe angle, but also to essentially lock things down and prevent the rear knuckle from steering, for lack of a better word. But if you've watched any of my videos on BMR stuff for the S550 or just suspension videos in general, you know what I'm about to say. The factory components, in this case the factory toe links, are made for the masses, and this includes cheap stamped steel arms loaded with soft rubber factory bushings, which are great, no doubt, for soaking up road noise, vibration, bumps, things like that, but are absolutely terrible for all-out performance and handling. So we know what this toe link does or what it's responsible for, but how does BMR improve on that factory design? Well, 2 big ways actually. First and foremost, they've just built it better, right? Gone are those thin stamped steel pieces, and in its place now 1 1/4 inch DOM steel tubing, fully TIG welded and topped off with a 3/16 inch plate steel bracket here, gusseted everything, which is going to connect to the knuckle side on your S550. Now on the other side, BMR has eliminated that soft rubber factory bushing, which is notorious for deflection, and went with a spherical bearing here to all but eliminate the possibility of deflection under load. And this is crucial, right? Because if and when that stalker does deflect, that is ultimately changing things like your toe angle under power down situations, out of turns, or maybe launching at the strip, which is less than ideal. So we know these things are built much better, or stronger at least, than the factory pieces, but what else has BMR done here? Well, they've also eliminated another weak spot with the factory design, and that is the factory eccentric bolts, which are normally responsible for changing and setting toe angle on your S550. Now, these really aren't a problem for most stock or light bolt-on cars, but once you start adding horsepower and torque by the hundreds and add a sticky tire into the mix, these bolts can actually slip and lose adjustment. And again, at that point, you're throwing off things like your rear suspension altogether, and more importantly, that rear alignment. Now, to get rid of that, BMR moved all of the toe adjustment to the rod itself while eliminating those eccentric bolts thanks to the included lockout plates and the included hardware. Now, not only does this get rid of that weak spot, but also makes adjustments on the car far easier thanks to the CNC machined center adjuster here that is super easy to access once installed. Now, last but not least, guys, you'll notice these things have been finished off in the signature BMR hammer coat, at least what little part of it there is, but you can also grab these things in a red powder coat as well on the site if you're interested, for the same price as the hammer coat. But now we want to show you just how easy the physical installation will be here for the BMR toe links. But keep in mind, guys, the installation itself is really only half the battle. Ideally, you're going to want to take your car to your local alignment shop after the job has been done to get that rear end set up properly with a proper alignment. But without further ado, here is that detailed walkthrough of the 2-bolt job along with a quick tool breakdown.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and a 1/2 inch ratchet, a 22 and 18 millimeter socket, a 7/8 and 21 millimeter wrench, an adjustable wrench, and a pry bar. All right, today we're going to be putting a rear toe link on our Mustang, so let's get started. So we're going to start by taking our outside bolt out here. So we're going to grab our impact and 18 millimeter socket and take that out. All right, then we can move on to the inside and take that bolt out. All right, so we're gonna come to this side. So we're just gonna take this nut off because there is the eccentric bolt through it. So we're gonna grab our 21 millimeter ratcheting wrench and take that nut off. All right, get our nut off. Pull our washer off and then our eccentric bolt out the back side and get our toe link out of the way. Now we're gonna get our toe link in place. Now what I did off camera was I put it on the table next to the factory one, and I made the holes about the same distance apart as factory. Now you will still need to get an alignment after this, but this will get us close. So we have our larger spacer that will go towards the front of the vehicle. That's gonna slide inside here. We're gonna grab one of our larger bolts and we're gonna put one of our washers on there, slide that into place. That'll lock in to the factory toe alignment marks. We have one on the back side that's gonna do the same. And then we can thread our locking nut on the back there. Can leave that loose while we get our outside bolt through. All right, so we have this pried up into position. Get that bolt through both sides. If you need to, get them out, just give it a tap. Take another one of our nuts, thread them through. Now both the head and the nuts are 22 millimeters. So we're gonna grab a ratchet with a 22 millimeter socket and a 7/8 or 22 millimeter wrench and tighten those down. Same thing on the other bolt, just make sure the washers are in location. And same thing on the back bolt here. Just make sure those washers are locked in. All right, get that all tightened down. Then we're gonna take an adjustable wrench just to our adjusters here. So if they are loose, they might have tightened up, but if they are loose, you're just gonna spin them all the way out. So see how that's in, spin them all the way out. Also here is how you adjust on the car. Just take your adjustable wrench and spin them. We're gonna take them, since we already measured off car, and just lock them down into place. Just like that, and go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. And that wraps up our install of our BMR on-car adjustable rear toe links, colored black hammer tone for a 2015 and newer Mustang. And remember, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.